Hi, everybody, and welcome to Bloomstream Entertainment Network for today's matchup between the Lady Engineers and the Lady Panthers. We have soccer here in Woodsville, New Hampshire. My name is Matt Buto, and joining me here today, to my right is Brent Coble. To my left is Chad Fillion. Thank you for joining in for today's matchup and for being here early for our White Mountains Community College pregame show. Brent, Panthers, Engineers, due to be a good game. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree, Matt. It should be a good one here. What a beautiful day we have for soccer. We've been lucky and blessed with some good days here for our Flume coverage. Woodsville's a good, solid team. Looking at their record, they've lost once, maybe.
I think 9-1, huh?
Yeah, they're 9-1. They lost once to Sunapee. Moultonborough comes in here with 3 losses, so should be a very competitive game this afternoon.
Now, we've covered a Moultonborough Academy game against Pittsburgh Canaan. This is a good team, a strong team, a fast team. And, of course, Woodsville, year after year for the girls program, has been dominating, championships and getting deep into the playoffs. But we have a young Moultonborough team here that won't leave without a fight, I'm sure.
No, that's correct, Matt. They took the trip down 93, and they're ready to go. Woodsville, is one of those soccer towns, especially for girls soccer, that has had girls soccer for a very, very long time, even before most of these other North Country schools picked it up and dropped field hockey back in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Now, we're probably, we're more than halfway through the season. Like always, all these games are important. This is going to be a competitive game for Woodsville, probably one of the more competitive games in the North Country, hopefully, at least for our coverage today. And then you have a Moultonborough team who could sneak in there and really cause some havoc in the playoffs. If you're the coaches for these two teams, what does your pregame speech look like?
For Moultonborough, I think they're going to figure out really who they are today as a team, going up against a stronger Woodsville team. And for Woodsville, I was fortunate enough to coach the Lisbon Panthers last week. Coach Pat Riggy was out sick, and I just covered for him. And we played Woodsville on Friday, and, they keep the ball on the ground. They play soccer kind of the way it should be played, small little passes, running off the ball. They're fun to watch. I'm excited for this afternoon.
Well, Brent, right now this is the White Mountains Community College pregame show with locations in Berlin, Littleton, and North Conway. White Mountains Community College provides education in your backyard. Visit them online at wmcc.edu. Your adventure awaits. Brent, we're going to go right over to starting lineups. And those starting lineups are being brought to you by George M. Stevens. Brent, why don't you go ahead and go? I'll do the visiting team first, you think?
Sure.
All right. So for the visiting Moultonborough Panthers, we have Kat Gleason, Caroline Gorian, Grace Kaiser, Madison Colby, McKenna Icon, Caroline Elliott, Madison Hart, Emily Hurst, Madeline Roman, Katie Velli, and the goalkeeper, number 61, Lauren Grinovic. That is the Moultonborough Panthers, and they're coached by Flume Stream Entertainment friend Robert Kelly.
All right, Matt. And for the starters for the Woodsville Engineers this afternoon, number 28, Eliza Booton, number 12, Riley Chase, number 7, Abigail Crocker, number 6, Lauren Hatch, number 25, Kreia Hogue, number 14, Katie Houston, number 11, Gabby Kaiser, number 9, Olivia McBride, number 15, Dorothy Roy, number 18, Jane Roy, number 37, Paige Royer. Sorry about that, guys. I was reading the roster. Number 10, Peyton Rutherford. Number 29, Paige Smith. Number 36, Courtney Taylor. In the goal today is Eliza Wagstaff. Number 4, Michaela Walker up front. And number 27, Brianna Youngman.
All right, those are our starting lineups, and they're brought to you by George M. Stevens & Son, offering home, auto, life, and commercial insurance throughout the North Country. Visit them at their locations in Littleton, Colebrook, Lancaster, and Lisbon, or check them out online at gms-ins.com. That's gms-ins.com. Thank you, George M. Stevens, for bringing these starters. We had our White Mountains Community College pregame show, and our George M. Stevens starters. The referees are here. Brent, it's probably about 60 degrees, mostly sunny. We have two very good soccer teams. We're in Woodsville, New Hampshire, and we're just about ready to get going here.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Matt. Beautiful day for soccer. The weather is, we couldn't ask for anything more on October 3rd. The colors in the trees are vibrant, and we're at full peak foliage up here in the North Country. Looking forward to it.
And just in case the viewers are wondering, we are not provided with jackets or sweatshirts, so you'll hear often from Brent and I today that the weather is nice, and so we didn't have to bring our own jackets today. Just a quick shout-out to our beloved executive producer, Chad Filling, who's sitting to my left, and, I'm trying to watch him. He just ordered, to be fair, he did order our shirts, but just a quick note on the coverage by Flume Media. As I'm sitting here next to Chad, we have coverage. We have cameras. We have how many cameras? 3, 4? 3 cameras. Adam's behind here. Me and you, Brent, who they call the talent, which I guess I would agree with.
Sure.
But we're just here talking about soccer. So many other things going on behind the scenes. We have May Datro Maisons. I hope I get that right, May. She's running the camera. We have Brody Torres who's running the camera to the left of me, who are actually, providing the coverage. And then we have a center camera here that is quite impressive as well. That's giving us a view of what's happening.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, we've just want to say we got a busy week ahead of us. Excited to get back at it here at Flume Entertainment. We are having our sports talk tomorrow.
Yes.
Our show. And then on Thursday, we're going to cover a really good game between the Profile boys and the Gorham boys, who are at the top of Division 4 in the boys' side.
Perfect. That's going to be a showdown of probably two of the best teams in the North Country.
Absolutely. That could be a quarterfinal, semifinal preview. You never know.
Perfect. Again, you and I back in the studio tomorrow, hoping to get a couple of different coaches in, maybe Coach Kelly here for Moultonborough, maybe somebody from Profile or Gorham. But as you know, Brent, we try to provide as much coverage as we can and try to get some of those different perspectives. Matt Taylor from Woodsville may join us, so a lot of fun talking soccer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's getting down to the towards the end of the year, and really where the soccer season begins. I get excited when the playoffs come around, and I'm sure most of these teams do as well.
Now, Brent, as a three-sport athlete in high school, I think of these different seasons, and it's almost as though some of these seasons kind of go into one another, meaning, as you're playing soccer, you're also getting ready for, a busy basketball season, working out some different muscles. A lot of people talk about, hey, just don't play one sport. Up in Berlin, the soccer players would play soccer to get ready for hockey. Both of these schools have stronger teams. You can see it, but it's much more than just the game of soccer. It's learning how to be a good athlete.
Oh, absolutely, and you hit the nail on the head with three-sport athletes. They're few and far between anymore, and it's nice to see that, and you get a lot of that in these Division 4 schools, where you go up to the bigger schools and the kids tend to focus on one or two sports, and it's so much better for you as an athlete. You develop different skills. You develop different mindsets towards the different sports. And, also in all three of the main sports, basketball, baseball, and soccer, you're using different muscles in each one of those sports. So it's great for your body.
And another sport you can share a little on, especially up in the North Country, is the sport of golf, which is quite active up in the North Country. At least a few teams up there. It's good to see sports like golfing, tennis, some of the things that aren't so common but are becoming more popular or have been popular.
Oh no, that's completely true, and you're getting more kids active that way. I know what the old saying is: it spreads some of those other teams thin, but at the same time, would those kids be playing those other sports anyway? If they, and if they have these other sports to play.
And it gives the opportunity. Well, it gives kids opportunities, right? I don't know about you, but for at least up in Berlin, it was, you play soccer in the fall, basketball in the winter, or hockey in the winter. and then baseball in the spring.
Yeah.
And if you weren't a soccer player, then you didn't do anything.
That's right.
So you have some other options, introducing girls soccer, the ongoing field hockey programs, tennis, golf, all kinds of things that are going on for everybody that's interested.
Yeah, and as I was saying in the open, field hockey is been dying out of our smaller schools here for the last 2 decades, but the Division III schools are still keeping it strong.
Yeah, and competitive. We're about to get started here. Woodsville's going to start with the ball. Woodsville's to our right, Moultonborough Academy's to our left. We're going to get things going. Let's hope for a good game, Brent, and let's hope for some good soccer.
Yeah, here we go.
As we get going, Woodsville will possess a midfield. Trying to push it to the right, but too far. Defense pushes it up. There's a midfield for Woodsville. I can't see the number from here, but they still have possession of it.
Paige Smith over on the right with the ball.
Trying to get into the middle. Good step by the Moultonborough defender. As we're accustomed to seeing in these games, Brent, usually first 5-10 minutes, a lot of back and forth, a lot of ball, in the middle of play.
Sure, feeling each other out, and seeing where we're at. As I said in the open, Woodsville is going to try to keep the ball on the ground and possess the ball.
As we watch this transition back into the attacking zone for Woodsville.
That was a great trap there by Michaela Walker, number 4 for Woodsville. Outside to number 14, Katie Houston.
Good move. Houston's down in the corner. Trying to do something with it. I'm not sure exactly what, but it worked, whatever it was.
There's Dorothy Roy getting in there. Ooh, that was a good collision there.
Playing the ball. We have a strong Woodsville team already. And like you said, Brent, this isn't north-south. This isn't up-and-down soccer. This is good, foot-to-foot soccer that Woodsville's playing.
Oh, absolutely. As I said, they like to play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and they like to keep the ball on the ground and possess the ball most of the game. And here we go again, a little triangle passing here. Walker should have given that back up to the corner.
And you and I will talk a lot about it, during our games, but the game is relatively simple when you're playing it with the sound philosophies of the game without making anything too complicated or trying too hard.
Absolutely, Matt. And, these Woodsville girls, what I noticed last week is their composure. When they have the ball, they're very composed. They relax. They listen. They communicate well. And, all 3 of those things are key for success.
Another good example of that, good ball placement in the corner. Forward trying to get over. We're going to have a corner kick for Woodsville. This is a Moultonborough Academy team that we watched down in Moultonborough Academy. I don't know if it was the travel over or up here, Brent, but this is a fast team. This is a dominating team. But everything so far has been Woodsville and Woodsville's possession as they take the first corner kick of the day. All forwards crashing in the net. There goes the ball.
Woodsville,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, go ahead.
Another thing I noticed last week is Woodsville corner kicks they're set plays. They call 5 or 6 different corners. There's a great shot.
Yes. Who was that?
Looks like that was Paige Smith, number 29, over there from the right side. But their corners are set pieces. They're plays. They're not, hey, let's put the ball up and run all over the place. They set different options up. They look and see where the goalie's at and where the defense is, and they call it out a play. And you'll hear that from Coach Sarah Lang over there.
And that nice shot that we just saw, that was a left foot with well placement. The goalie made the catch, but even a simple play like that, it's good ball. Like you said, good ball placement. It's with intent and to create an opportunity.
Absolutely, and everything Woodsville does is supposed to be with intent.
Now, you watch this Moultonborough Academy team. You watch number 1, Kat Gleason. This is a big part of this team. She's the captain. You'll hear a lot from her today as she goes bolting down the side.
She's going to get
a couple touches there. Played the ball. We got a corner kick.
Yeah, we got a Moultonborough corner.
Kat Gleason, number 1, again, a name that you hear a lot of today. She's a captain. She's fast. Madison Colby, Grace Kaiser. We saw a glimpse of what Moultonborough Academy is bringing today, and maybe we'll see a little more. I think Gleason's going to take that corner kick.
Yeah, that was a nice little give and go down the right side here from Moultonborough. keeper out. It's Eliza Wagstaff in the goal for Woodsville.
And although that play down by the Woodsville net, it looks a lot worse than it is, as far as people wondering, was that a penalty? Why didn't the ref call that? When both players go after the ball and both players touch at the same time and they fall over, that's likely not going to be a penalty.
And, for our listeners out there, you hear coaches talk about winning 50-50 balls, and those are the balls we're talking about.
Exactly. Some good fundamental soccer right here.
Roy with a shot. Nice deflection by the sweeper, excuse me. And then another shot on net by Houston that the Moultonborough keeper was able to come up with.
Grinovic, I believe she was. Is she younger for the goalie for Moultonborough Academy?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I know that she's also an important part of this team. Very confident and not very reactive, which is exactly what you need in a keeper. As I think Kat Gleason is going to take this next.
Another corner here from Moultonborough.
Watch Madison Colby, obviously Gleason. Watch number 15, Grace Kaiser. They're going to line up 3 or 4 of them together. Once Gleason lets this go, everybody's going to come crashing in that.
I don't know if you can see this map, but the Woodsville keeper starts on every corner. She'll start at the back post of the net and move forward as the ball comes.
I wonder if that's a matter of perspective, seeing what's in front of her, not giving up that far corner.
It could be. I'm not sure. It's obviously something that she was taught,
and they're 9-1, so something's working, right?
Absolutely right.
That's off of Moultonborough Academy foot. That's off of number 15, Grace Kaiser, another important part of what the Academy has going on here. It's going to be a Woodsville throw-in. Tapped out by Moultonborough. They're going to try it again, Brent.
Looking for Houston.
We have a Moultonborough Academy throw in number 24. Emily Hurst is going to step up and take that throw. She throws it into Kaiser. Very fundamentally sound soccer so far, really by both teams, but Woodsville came to play.
Absolutely, Moultonborough is no slouch in that matter. They've, like you said in the open, they've got some speed up front.
I've always been impressed with this Moultonborough Academy team, and I got to give, obviously credit to the players out on the field, but Robert Kelly, who again a coach that we've had several conversations with, he keeps it really simple, and at the end of the day, the team that scores the most goals wins, and fundamentals are also important to him as Woodsville.
Here comes Paige Roy up on the right side.
She'll bring it into the corner. Fundamentals are just as important to Coach Kelly. You got to love covering a game with these two types of teams where it's not boom ball or boot ball, whatever you want to call it. It's fundamental soccer up and down the field.
Absolutely. Looks like we have a direct kick here on the right side. Looks like Dorothy Roy is going to take that. Puts it right on net. Ooh, just over.
Now, when you were mentioning earlier, I mean, regardless, that's probably 22 yards out. That's a dangerous kick.
Oh, absolutely. That's a beautiful shot, placed well high so the keeper can't get at it, and just barely over the crossbar.
It was Woodsville trying to create their own opportunity. They'll come up here on the right side. Gleason tries to get it up to number 15, but unable to. Now we're going to go on the left side. That's Caroline Gorin.
Yeah.
Another good Moultonborough Academy soccer player. Last time we covered them, Kat Gleason, Madison Colby, Lauren Grinovic. I mean, everybody that these names that we're mentioning. Once the Panthers start to get comfortable, you'll see that speed.
And Moultonborough's playing with composure right now. And there's a shot on that. Keeper Wagstaff out to grab that. Kind of a deflection.
Composure's important.
Yeah, composure's key, Matt, especially in the game of soccer, because nothing happens until you make it happen. Here's Paige Roy up front looking for little bit too far out in front of Walker there.
Grinovic will come up and grab that again. Very confident, very competent goalie out there. Not too reactive. A little bobble by the Woodsville defense.
Yeah, and the punt she just had bounced twice and took up 3/4 of the field. So.
And there goes Moultonborough. Trying to put some pressure on. Good step by the forward. To battle out here midfield with us. Good defense. Good defense.
Yeah, a couple keys for Coach Lang here in Woodsville today was consistency, and they hope to target playing small, passing with a purpose, all things we've talked about, winning the 50-50 balls. She says she's been dealing with a lot of injuries and a lot of different sicknesses, and people are playing different positions, positions they're not used to and not comfortable with, but they're certainly skilled enough to move around.
And that's important for a coach. That's when you have athletes out there, right? And you have to be able to adjust there. You have to be able to adjust to adversity. Different things that are happening. You might have to play a different position, especially this time of year where people get sick, they get hurt. You could very well be playing defense. You could be playing offense, but regardless, you have to play it.
Absolutely. The spots aren't going to fill themselves.
No. The numbers, as always, look impressive for Woodsville. They have a full team out there on the field, and they probably have, another 10 players, maybe 8, 9 players on the bench?
Yeah, I mean, looking at their roster, I would say they've probably got a whole JV roster there as well, which is awesome for a Division IV school. Those numbers aren't at every school we do. Walker coming up the right side.
Yeah, it's certainly impressive, especially in soccer, where it's required to have at least 11 people on the field, at least to start the game, and usually in most, especially North Country teams, you have 4 or 5, maybe bench players, and usually those might be 1 or 2 might be their first year or just there to help out. So Woodsville, the recruiting, but the retention also, and the feeder programs are outstanding.
Houston with a back door off the Walker's head there.
It's Michaela Walker, almost put in the back of the net.
Your goal kick.
Again, we're in Woodsville, New Hampshire. We have the Panthers and we have the Engineers battling out today. It's 0-0. Ball's been back and forth, probably more in Woodsville's favor, but the Panthers are not backing down. Lauren Grinovic is stopping everything that's been given to her. We'll see a game of momentum. All it takes, really, Brent, is one good shot, 1 goal, and this could certainly change.
No, that's correct, Matt. The swings in soccer are instantaneous. Excuse me.
Now, you talked about the triangle, and as we're watching a little bit of a battle here, 25 yards out from the goalie for Moultonborough Academy, as Woodsville's getting wound up there. There we go. You talk about this triangle. Tell me more about that.
Well, a little triangle. It's basically there's a good shot from about 40
Wow.
out.
Who was that? 36.
Like number 36, Courtney Taylor.
Courtney Taylor.
Just put a good one on
Courtney Taylor, I believe, is Matt Taylor, Coach Matt Taylor's daughter.
Okay.
I had a conversation. Well, we have many conversations with Matt, who's great, who's a coach for the boys team. And I believe Lori Taylor is the athletic director for Woodsville. I had an interaction. They're always good to us when we have these games as Moultonborough's trying to create their own opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach A.D. Taylor came over and visited with us before the game today, and very nice lady. It's the first time I had met her. This is her first year as A.D.
And she was saying between Matt and, was that Courtney Taylor?
Yes.
Not Matt, but Ben Taylor, her son. They're busy. It's a soccer family.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
I bet they are. So back to the triangle, it's a basic premise of soccer and basketball for that matter. The 90s Bulls used to play that triangle offense, and, basically it's exactly how it sounds. it's a triangle, and you can move to create those spots as you're going down the field. And it's just that pass, 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 pass. You know, back in my day, we called them wall passes.
Mm-hmm.
And you just try to keep the ball on the ground and not in the air, and the ball moves faster, and the play moves so much faster when the ball's not in the air.
I was in talking as we get a Woodsville goal kick. This has come up in conversations before, so thanks for explaining that. You know, Chris Partnope, who covered the Moultonborough Academy game against Pittsburgh Canaan, said, you know what, it's tricky just to get players just to focus on that triangle. But when they do, I mean, we just saw it with Woodsville. Probably every time they bring the ball down, it works.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's tough to defend, you know, because you have two different looks, and you can reverse that triangle as well as move it forward, you know. And it's basic premise of give and goes.
And for as Gleason's getting ready to burn up here. Oh, she's down. In a game of opportunities and options, that triangle, you know, to the side, to the front, to the back, just seems to make a lot of sense.
Absolutely. There it is right there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always in that formation, and it's hard to defend.
As Woodsville bringing in the corner. It's going to be a Woodsville throw-in.
Sorry, folks, we don't have time.
Unofficially,
we're got 24
at 24
left.
minutes.
Oh, 24 in.
24 in. No, 24 left.
Okay.
I have Chad here to the left of me, who is keeping all of these stats for us, doing a majority of the work as we sit here and watch the game. I got a nice play for Woodsville. Basic, nice center.
Back out to Houston out here on the left side. She's looking to get a ball across. Paige Smith, 29.
We got a goal kick?
Looks like we're going to have a corner kick.
Corner.
Woodsville second. Now, I want you to watch this setup play, Matt. They're going to call out a play.
What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right in the middle? Look at that.
Now look where one will go front, one goes middle.
With intention, right?
Absolutely. Everything they do is with intention. Ball back into the middle. And it's right there for a wide open shot. And goalkeeper from Moultonborough.
Fundamental soccer at its best right there, Brent. You know what was interesting, too, is that number 15, Dorothy Roy, she never really leaves that corner on the left side over here. And even though it must be tempting to want to crash the net, they've been using her as an option in that corner. And they haven't scored a goal yet, but they have some opportunities.
Yeah, I want to see Dorothy as the center half. And she controls the middle of that field, and she kind of can roam wherever she wants.
Sure.
And, you know, she's the one that distributes most of the balls. And here comes Walker walking in alone. Oh, nice defense.
Good defense. Who's that, 24 for Moultonborough?
Emily Hurst.
Emily Hurst. Another name that you'll hear a lot on the defensive end is Emily Hurst from Moultonborough. Keeps it very simple. All the momentum's in Woodsville's favor right now.
Oh.
A little handling.
A little missed handball there, but
That's
hey, let's play on.
And there goes Gleason.
Gleason coming out of the backfield with a foot of fire there.
Gets it up to Colby.
Colby just kind of let it roll over. And
I get my information here correct. Madison, Colby, Cat Gleason, the team captains. For obvious reasons, right, Brent?
Oh, absolutely.
Handling call that we saw, but as umpires and referees, we don't say too much. Just kind of.
Well, you know, and you can't see everything. You know, it's the only thing we can be sure of is strikes and balls.
Exactly. And if you have any questions, don't bother us with them.
That's. You know, fortunately for us in that circumstance, nobody's allowed to bother us.
No.
Part of the game. Here comes Paige Smith down the right side again.
I'm looking for number 14. Yeah, that's Katie Houston. She'll look at her dropped over here.
Oh, she's ready.
Yeah. Almost even with Hurst as the last defender. They finally pointed it out that she's over there, but she's still there by herself.
You know, and those Moultonborough defenders are tall and slender and lanky. And that certainly helps with all those high balls and balls they can head out of there.
And it also allows you to stay close. You don't have to give yourself some space to catch up. You can stay right with them, and then when the ball moves, you can take off and keep up with them. A lot of players you'll find, like I'll stay 6-7 feet, behind them so they don't beat me.
Mm-hmm.
This defense can stay with you.
Absolutely. And that's what you want. You don't want that space. That space is, you're giving them the opportunity to make a pass or make a move on you. And
we got a corner.
We're going to have another corner from Moultonborough. Third corner of the afternoon for Moultonborough.
And I don't know, Brent, if you can see it. I don't think that Moultonborough does something similar as Woodsville. But watch, there's going to be, I think, 3 or 4 lined up and 1 ahead. And if you look at the keeper, she does the same thing on the other side.
Yeah. Oh,
all the way
that's
through.
A great corner kick all the way through the 6.
Oh, coming in.
That's unfortunate for Woodsville right there. Looks like could have been a little bit of slippage on the ball by Madeline Roman, and but it's the way the cookie crumbles, they say.
We have plenty of help here on the sidelines. It sounded like the sidelines didn't necessarily agree with that call. Kat Gleason wished she had that kick over again because didn't go in the spot that she wanted it to.
No, she kind of hit it right at the wall there.
I'm watching this dog here next to us and wondering why it has no interest in the ball. I guess that's a good thing, right?
He is certainly relaxed.
And there goes Moultonborough Academy. Trying to create something here. But not much happening as Woodsville will transition back into their attacking end. They have the ball. Good cross. That's over on the right side for Woodsville. Trying to keep it in. She's able to.
Yeah, number 11, Gabby Keezer's checked in for Woodsville.
That was a good ball. Nice throw in by Woodsville. Watch number 14 on this side, Brent. She's waiting for her opportunity. That's Katie Houston.
Yeah.
Look how deep she's playing, even with the last defender to stay on sides. Nobody's there with her, waiting for that shot, maybe waiting for a rebound, a cross ball. There's 2 people lined up over there.
If Coach Kelly saw that, he would have his midfielder drop back on her.
The midfielder, right?
Yeah, in the midfield you got to run both ways, your offense and your defense, and obviously both are just as important as the other. But you got to have the team marked up, especially when you're on defense. You can't let players roam alone.
And especially when if you only have 3 defenders, depending on how you're lined up, and that 4th attacker comes in, you run out of bodies. That midfield is going to come all the way back.
Sure. And that's something we were just talking about. Roy does a great job for Woodsville. She is all over the field. That's a great battle there.
There's Gleason. Gleason's going to try to chase it down. There she goes. She can move.
Just a little too far.
Almost.
I was talking to Coach Lang before the game, too, and she tells me they have to split time with the boys on these fields. They like to play up at the school, and that's their better field and their wider field and their bigger field. Down here is just a little bit narrower, and it's a different style.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that came up actually in the Gorham-Woodsville game. I don't know if that was in our post-game interview with
Coach
Taylor, but the size of the field makes a difference, Brent. Tell us why.
Absolutely. Soccer, you want width. You want to be able to spread the ball out and spread the defenders out. Obviously, the closer you are, if you think of soccer when your kids are 7 and 8 years old, there's a big group of kids, and they're running in a circle, and they're always running in that same circle, and there's no width in the field. And that's, Woodsville likes to play with width and keep the ball on the ground, as we've stated numerous times. But all the good soccer teams want the width. You got to spread the defense out and then to put the ball back in the middle.
It seems to be it's like kind of like playing with a basketball that's supposed to be 10.5 feet and you're only playing with 10 feet. as Moultonborough Academy tries to get it in. You're just not used to it, or you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for Woodsville, your advantage is you're used to a big field. So, Matt Taylor said, "Hey, come down and play on our field," and might be a little different.
Yep. And it could very well be. I mean, both those teams, that we're talking about there is Gorham and Woodsville, both high-quality teams. Gorham has yet to get a loss on their record.
Yeah, and I'm sure if we talked to Coach Dave Backler, he'd say, "Bring me any field, any size, any time, and my team will compete." So I don't think it's necessarily a difference maker, but as the home team, you want as much advantage as you can playing on your home field. And if you're used to playing in a big field, there's a lot of teams that would have a difficult time with that. I'm not sure if Gorham would, but
and that's the thing, and that's sometimes lost. With all these athletics, and that's what you play for. You play for a state championship, but you play for a home field playoff game.
Yeah.
You want that advantage. You want someone to have to travel 2.5 hours to come play you. Because think of it the vice versa. You're on the bus 3 hours going to play a playoff soccer game, where you're relaxed, you're home, you're waiting for them to come to you, and that's what the regular season's for. You're playing for those first 2 rounds.
And that's why they're so important. That's why every one of these games is important. And you grew up in the North Country, Brent. I grew up over in Berlin. Did you grow up in Lancaster?
I did.
You grew up in Lancaster. I grew up in Berlin. Woodsville, Lisbon, all these teams, Gorham, especially with a playoff game. You get that home playoff game. We talked about this probably every game. That's another player on the field when
Absolutely.
You're playing at home, and you got these passionate Woodsville fans or Gorham or White Mountains Regional or Berlin. You can win a game. That could be a
sure.
difference maker.
They call it the 12th player, and
Yeah.
it's you're right. It's a difference maker, and it certainly can be even a bigger difference maker. When playoffs come around and the noisemakers come out, and there's lots of noise all around, and the media's there, we're there.
Yeah.
People know it's a big deal. Especially when we come around, people know it's a big deal anyway.
Well, I couldn't agree more. As they refer to us as the talent.
That's right.
But when full media comes into town, we know it's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
And in this game, which was probably that last shot was probably the Panthers' first good opportunity. This game right here is the difference between being a game out, getting that home field advantage. So that's why you talk to any of these coaches. Yes, it becomes more important as the season goes on, especially at the end of the season. Of course, you have your homecoming games, which are really important. But when you miss a home seed by a game, you start looking back in your schedule and you say, "Oh, what about that game we played?
Sure.
At the end of August or beginning of September?"
No, absolutely, Matt. You hit it on the head again. It's every game matters.
Yeah, every game.
Every single game matters, and that's exactly why it does. She's going to be able to keep that in.
Good ball placement, good hustle. So you can see that triangle you were talking about.
Back to Roy. Back to the corner. Now this is going to go back into the middle. She decided to let one go.
Off to the left. A little pointed to the left, or you could see her body was still shifting. It wasn't square to the goalie. And, that's Lauren Grinovic. I believe that's how you pronounce that, or Grinovic or Grinovich. She was standing over there like, you know what, I got this.
I'm ready. And here you got Dorothy Roy again, all over the place. She is by far their playmaker.
Staying with it. It's going to be a Moultonborough Academy throw. Who's going to take that? Is that Hurst? It's Emily Hurst will take that throw. She has Gleason on the side over here. She also has Paige Dial, who entered the game.
Well, that was a great touch.
And that's 15, another name that we're going to say a lot today. That's Grace Kaiser, Kat Gleason. That's their strength, Brent. Those two, that's their speed.
Yeah, Gabby Keyser here for Woodsville, number 11. Ball dumped in, and here comes Grinovic.
What do we got for time? Good about we're unofficially less than 12.
And so far this game, Matt, really, Woodsville has had the better of the chances, but really nothing really open. Moultonborough's been able to cut them down And Woodsville's taken 3 or 4 nice shots, but from, 20 plus out.
Yeah, if it's bound to happen where you're going to take shots and you're going to have to make saves. But like that last shot we saw over here on the left side, it was a shot and it wasn't horrible, but that's the kind of shot you want them to take. Nothing where they're squared off, nothing where they're completely on balance. You want them off balance. You want it to come from a corner, come from a side.
Absolutely. Played up to number 12 here for Woodsville, Riley Chase. We've got another corner here for Woodsville.
That was deflected off of number 8, the captain, Katie Valet. Not much you can do with that. Just deflect it out. Keep it away from the keeper.
Yep.
I love a Woodsville corner kick.
Yeah, really well done by the defender there. I mean, she was beat.
We'll have a corner. And there's that same play that Woodsville does. Unfortunately, not able to get it on the field. If anything, that Woodsville has a philosophy that's consistent and very effective. I'm looking at this center camera. I'm not sure if it's on right now, but I'm looking at the center camera, and boy, you can see the whole field off of that camera.
Yeah, that camera's nice. I was asking executive producer Chad about that before the game. It's certainly, if we ever had any camera issues, we could certainly cover the game with that one camera. Obviously, here at Flume Media, we like to go above and beyond and have as many angles and as many different angles and viewpoints as we can get. Some games we're out here in full force with 6 cameras, and today, luckily, we don't have a camera on us, Matt, which is no problem for me.
Yeah, I just want to say you're welcome to the viewers. You won't be seeing Brent or I. The last one may have not, but I think it may have broke.
Yeah. I mean, they say we've got faces for radio.
Oh that's Chad for you.
Yeah.
I said, Chad, did I do a good job? He says, you have a face for radio. I said,
Yep.
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that.
And I have one of those faces as well, so I'm not
faces for radio.
I'm not too disappointed, but some of those fans, like your mom and my mom, might like to see that. But other than that, it's, kind of a, right in front to Walker. Walker's got
pressure.
the ball at her feet.
Unable to let it go.
Paige Smith's got one. She lets it go wide again. Moultonborough's defense is collapsing on the shooters out front there, and they're really not able to get anything solid at the net.
You're 100% correct. They can't let anything go. And even that, I think that was probably at the 18 or maybe at the penalty arc, maybe within the 18. Even that shot was off balance. It wasn't square on. If it's going to happen, those are the ones that you want to let happen.
Absolutely.
And Grinovic back there, really, it's calm. She's calm. She doesn't do too much. She kind of does her thing and makes a save, doesn't overreact, doesn't get too stressed out or anxious. And
here we got Walker coming up the right side.
Might be an offsides. No.
Over to Keyser. Keyser gets one off. Again, off-balance shot. Unofficially, that's Woodsville's 10th shot this half.
No dangerous.
Haven't seen a dangerous called all year.
I cover some middle school games. You can call about 15, 20. Everybody's crashing.
The thing is I think you could call a ton of them. I don't know if there's an emphasis on not calling that anymore or what it is, but I haven't seen one called, and I've seen numerous situations where I thought it should have been called, but, I'm not a soccer official, so.
One thing, especially with the dangerous play, one thing with I think with, and I'm not speaking on behalf of all referees, but you're a basketball guy, you're a baseball guy, you're a soccer guy, but in soccer in particular, there's a lot of more discretion in your call. A kid's safe, he's safe. He's out, he's out. If it's a ball, it's a ball. If it's a strike, it's a strike. But you'll see a lot of discretion, and then you also have, the play-on opportunities. So, and some referees will call it, some will just think it. But, if it does happen to be in the advantage of the attacking team, it very well could be a penalty, but, it's a play-on.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Matt. You're right. Here we go again now, number 12, Riley Chase. Right in front. Oh, great save.
Nice save.
Best opportunity of the day for Woodsville right there, Matt.
Grinovic made that save more square, But you could also see that defender trying to get the attacker into the corner. But Grinovich, as we've been saying, just kind of waited for the ball and made the save.
You know, in the transition, Moultonborough out and made a run all the way down the field here.
And there goes Woodsville, keeping it simple. Hurst trying to step up. Hurst's going to bolt down the side. That's going to be a Moultonborough Academy throw. That is Emily Hurst, defense for Moultonborough Academy.
There's Paige Smith again, all over the field again for Woodsville.
There goes Gleason trying to use that speed. That ball go out. She'll throw it in. She has Grace Kaiser up. Kaiser's deep.
Back to Kaiser over here. And here she goes, and it looks like we're going to have another Moultonborough corner.
How many corners for each team so far?
This will be Moultonborough's fourth, and Woodsville's got 3.
Unofficial, less than 10. Kat Gleason will take this corner kick. Well, I was watching.
Right to Wagstaff.
Yeah, I was watching Wagstaff. She hugs that far corner, but she moves when she needs
and
to.
The second the ball's kicked, she attacks.
Here we go.
We got a ball.
Watch out.
No.
See that? Chad jump right in front of me. Make sure we're safe. As Hurst will throw that in. Chad has been known for his quick feet, Brent. I'm not sure if you had been able to see those
No,
yet,
but I've heard stories. You know,
good ball.
Again,
Good
Paige
ball.
Roy,
Good give and go.
Great ball by Paige. I mean Dorothy Roy, sorry. Excuse me, Dorothy.
No urgency. Plenty of time. Dumps it in the corner again. Almost.
Here's Dorothy again. Puts the ball back. It's going to be a goal kick.
We're in Woodsville. We have less than 5. We have a very competitive soccer game here today. Moultonborough Academy Panthers versus the Woodsville Engineers. 0-0. Brent, this is the game that we expected, I think.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's the best chance of the day right there.
Looked like it came
back
out.
in the middle. Oh!
Who is that, 15?
That was Roy and
Dorothy Roy.
Dorothy Roy and Gabby Keyser, both.
Gabby Keyser or Dorothy Roy. She would love to have that one back again, just a little too bright.
Oh, yeah, I think both those girls like to have back again. You know, there's 3 good chances right there for Woodsville here in the last 5-7 minutes of the half. See if Moultonborough's trying to hang on here, because Woodsville certainly has the momentum right now.
That's Dorothy Roy. It's 11, right?
Yep.
Dorothy Roy and is that Gabby Kaiser?
Oh, Dorothy Roy's 15 and Gabby is 11.
11, okay. Couple of good opportunities, really the first good opportunities of the day.
Yeah, and that ball came in from, I believe, number 12, Riley Chase for Woodsville.
How much of an impact do you think the bench has at this point? They only have Moultonborough Academy only has a bench of 3 or 4. Defense must be getting tired.
Yeah, you know, and I'm not quite sure how he uses his subs, if he does sub for his defenders. A lot of coaches do not, but, you know, in a game like this where they've been peppered, they are getting tired, and maybe they switch some of their attackers to help plate some defense. But it looks like Moultonborough's pretty solid with those 4 back there. And
good step. Oh, Gleason tried to step.
She's got some pickup speed. She's like a Mustang. Turn it on and then go.
Good cut. Trying to hold on to it.
A little too much touch there, you know, but back to Roy. Again to Keyser.
Good ball. Defenders
no
down.
Call.
No hand. Every now and again I get into a referee mode here. I feel like I have to communicate my call to the players on the field. I don't know these referees, Brent. Do you know them?
I don't know. They probably come from the Lebanon area. You know, Woodsville and Wisbon get a lot of officials from that area to keep the North Country guys up in the North Country. As you know, we're still in the North Country, but we're kind of moving out of it. You know, being here in Woodsville.
A little bit. Another save by Grinovic. Trying to move the ball. We have less than 2 unofficially. And there goes Gleason. She goes a little bit. She's going to try to use that speed, push it by the defender.
Goes right by her.
Goes right by her. There goes Gleason. Plenty of room. She takes a shot. And Wagstaff is there to make the save.
I think Gleason would like that one back. I think that ball took a little extra hop on her. But great run nevertheless. She certainly utilized her speed there, Matt.
I like the way she pushed it past the defender and said, hey, I'm pretty fast. I can catch it.
She said, hey, let's race.
Yeah.
We know who won that one.
Moultonborough Academy trying to use that speed again. Good step by the Woodsville midfielder. And there goes Woodsville playing their game again. Not much has changed.
See how the ball goes outside almost every single time, then back to the middle. There it is.
That's the half. Well, at the half here in Woodsville, New Hampshire, we have Woodsville and Moultonborough Academy at a 0-0 game. When we come back, Brent, we're going to have our Santa's Village halftime show, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about what you think about the half. So far, we got a great game, 62 degrees. We're in Woodsville. It's beautiful, 0-0. We'll be right back with your Santa's Village halftime show. Stay tuned.
I used to think college was for other people, but after a lot of hard work and thanks to an incredible support system, now I know I'm exactly where I need to be.
Just like you means when I walk into the bank, I feel like home. I feel like this is home.
It's a family. It's just small like me, but it's good like me.
Just like you, I know I have the support of the bank, and my clients have the support of the bank. And to me, that just has extreme value.
Walker Motor Sales is a comprehensive Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram new and used car dealership located in Woodsville, New Hampshire. Celebrating over 85 years as a family-owned dealership, anything you could want that relates to new and used Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles you can find right here under one roof. From straightforward auto financing to the integrity of our used car collection, Walker Motors is your hometown dealership. Visit us online at walkermotor.net or stop in today. Located on Dartmouth College Highway in Woodsville, New Hampshire.
What does joy look like? At Santa's Village, it looks a lot like this. Visit a world of pure joy that's closer than you think. Where it's always the season for smiles, for laughs, for family, for reindeer roller coasters and cookies. For a day packed with so much fun, you'll know exactly what joy looks like. Santa's Village, pure joy, family style.
Covering you at home, at work, and at play, George M. Stevens Insurance is the only local agency to offer personal and commercial insurance, as well as health, life, and financial services. With offices throughout the North Country, we service your complete insurance needs. As a trusted choice insurance agency, we research coverage options from the nation's top companies to ensure that your policy works for you. George M. Stevens Insurance, protecting New Hampshire and Vermont since 1882.
Located in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, the Maplewood Golf Club is an historic property offering an 18-hole Donald Ross-designed golf course. It also provides a grand ballroom and parlors for weddings and events, corporate outings, business meetings, accommodations, scenic views, and on-site Ivy Chapel for your wedding ceremony. Now offering midweek and after-hours rates, the Maplewood Golf Club offers an exceptional quality at an affordable price. With a long and storied history, the Maplewood invites you to come and play.
What does joy look like?
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome back to Plume Stream Entertainment Network. Welcome back to Woodsville, New Hampshire. We have the Moultonborough Panthers against the Woodsville Engineers. My name is Matt Buto. To my right, color Brent Coble. I also have Chad and our producer, Adam Noyes, who is not new to Plume Media, but he's running the show today. He's the guy we're calling boss. And then we have Chad, of course, the big boss, who's covering stats. Brent, 0-0, Panthers and Engineers. What do you think?
Yeah, great first half of soccer. We talked about the chances. Woodsville got some really high-quality chances there at the end of the half. Other than that, I can't say that either team had a great chance to score here or there. Both defenses have stepped up, taken the ball off the foot of some scores. It's just been a great half here.
Now, real quick, Brent, you're Woodsville coach. You're Moultonborough Academy coach. Let's start with Woodsville first. What are you telling them?
Woodsville coach, I'm guaranteeing you saying, hey, we got to finish some of those shots up front. We can't let the ball bounce inside the 6-yard box 3-4 times without any touches there. We got to find the back of the net. In Moultonborough, you got to press on the positives. They've been able to run up the right side 3 or 4 different times, almost free of defense. And all 3 times, I believe, the players took a shot. And, maybe cross that ball to the back post there some of those times and let someone else run onto that.
And that's Brent Coble giving us his thoughts on the first half of this game here in Woodsville. Our halftime show is brought to you by Santa's Village. Find your inner elf at Santa's Village, the Christmas-themed amusement park in Jefferson, New Hampshire, pure joy, family style. I love that place, Brent, but it sounds like we got some replays going on, too.
Yeah, today's replays are all brought to you by Woodsville Guarantee Savings Bank, where they celebrate everything that makes people unique and the same, especially when it comes to banking. Woodsville Guarantee Savings Bank, just like you. Member FDIC.
Perfect. And that will conclude the Santa's Village halftime show as both teams come back out on the field. Woodsville to our left, Moultonborough Academy to our right. Brent, you gave us some thoughts on this half. We're going to see what the next half will bring. My guess is it would create a lot of momentum if you could score that first goal.
Oh, absolutely. And, these officials are right on track here. Usually it's a 10-minute halftime. We were right at 8 minutes. And I like this style. Let's get it going.
Exactly. All right. I wanted to take a quick look because we have a show coming up here, right?
We have a show tomorrow, Matt.
Show tomorrow. You and I are going to talk about soccer. And,
yeah, we're going to talk about that upcoming Gorham and profile game. Great matchup.
Great matchup, yeah. And it's going to be a matchup between probably two of the better teams in the North Country. I know Littleton. I know Profile's up there. Woodsville's up there as well. Gorham. That's going to be a good match.
You say in the North Country, and you're right, but it's probably two of the top teams in all of Division 4.
Yes.
And that's saying something. Both of them coming from the North Country.
What are your thoughts on and I talked to Matt Taylor, the coach for Woodsville, about this, and I've talked with Dave Backler about it. It seems as though it's an adjustment when some of these North Country teams have to go down south. And it's not that they're not playing as good. It's a different game. It's different soccer. And it just doesn't happen a lot. So when you do make it into the playoffs, if you do, you have to not only, win the game, but you have to also figure out maybe a different style, maybe a team that you're not familiar with.
Sure. And, it's most of these games now, the semis and the finals are played on turf fields.
Yeah.
And none of our North Country players have play on a turf field consistently or at all to that effect. And that's a different type of soccer, Matt. The ball stays on the ground on the turf. Obviously, that's you want that as a soccer team where you like to keep the ball on the ground. But a lot of these North Country teams like to play a little bit of that long ball, and it's a different type of game on that turf. Here comes Michaela Walker for Woodsville.
I mentioned Coach Chris Partnow, the longtime girls coach for Gorham Huskies. She would take her players and she would practice in a tarred parking lot.
Yes, that's exactly what we did at White Mountains as well. All practices were on the tar. And you get used to wearing different shoes too, because you can't wear your big spike cleats.
That's right.
And it's a whole different world for some of these players.
So it's not even about skill and ability. It's just about, it's like the different size field. You're just used to playing at a faster pace. If you're a team that's played,
on that turf,
and then you got to adjust if you're a team that hasn't. But that's also another reason, especially, I think the semifinals and finals are a set location, but that those preliminary games and those quarterfinal games, you want to get the home game because the home field, you have the fans, you have your field, you don't have, or
no
if you
travel.
No travel, and it's important.
Absolutely. It's completely important, as we stated in the first half, and that's what all these games are for. Regular season is you're playing to get a home field advantage. If not, you're playing to get in for some of these teams. Some of these teams that are on the borderline, you just want to get in. You don't care where you play.
It's a whole new season.
That's right.
Brent,
one game at a time.
You got it. As we're watching play unfold in front of us here, just a couple of corrections on names for Moultonborough Academy. As Woodsville's playing their game all the way in the corner here, but the defender's going to step up, bring it out. And that was number 20. Was that 27 in the corner?
Yeah, 27 for Woodsville is Brianna Youngman.
I think her brother must be, is it Colby Youngman?
That's...
Just to clarify a couple of names here as we get to know the players out on the field. The captain for Moultonborough Academy, number 8, her name is Katie Veely. I think I've been pronouncing that the wrong way. I apologize. We had a very nice fan come over and say, hey, that's not the way you pronounce that, so we appreciate that. And then the other for, I believe Moultonborough Academy as well, is that Grace Keyser?
Yep.
She's number 15. She's a forward. So that's Keyser and Veely. We'll make sure not to get that wrong again. Thank you for the spectator that came over and cleared it up for us.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly want to pronounce the players' names correctly, and we enjoy the help we get a lot of times from the coaches and the ADs. But sometimes we just have to take our best guess.
And I still have a French accent, so every name ends in A, or something along those lines. So that's where I get the valet from. I guess that's growing up in the North Country.
There you go, Berlin. What is it? The French, but is it?
Oh, head of the ball in. Good cross. Is that number 4 for Woodsville?
Yeah, that was Walker with a nice head on a pass from Paige Smith.
Centered it from Smith and took it off the head and scored the first goal of the game. Woodsville's up 1-0. That's a momentum maker. 1-0. And I could hear Coach Robert Kelly over there saying, keep your heads up. That's important because, you know what, you got to play through adversity, and now you're down by 1-0 against a strong Woodsville team, but there's certainly no shame in that, Brent.
No, absolutely. That was a great ball. And what comes to mind out of that is, Michaela putting her head on that ball is Friday's game, Woodsville against Lisbon, and I talked to the Coach Lang after the game, and she was like, these girls just don't head the ball. We had so many opportunities to head the ball in the net, and I'm glad to see it come to fruition for them today.
Exactly. It feels good as Woodsville's going to attack again.
Here comes Walker again.
Walker was on. She tries to cut, not able to.
Great defense there by Moultonborough. Who's that, number 8?
That's Katie Veely, the captain. What happened there, Brent?
Looks like we got a little push, and it might be a card. I'm not sure.
Referee stepping over. Oh, positioning the ball. That's going to be a Woodsville kick. Dangerous spot.
Dorothy Roy here over the ball, as she always is. Oh.
Is that Veely or Gleason?
That was Gleason.
Gleason's not afraid of it. Trying to push it out herself. Got a couple touches. Going to go up the line, but Woodsville's there again. Woodsville playing with some momentum now. There's a good cross. Woodsville players right there. That was 14 for Woodsville.
That's Katie Houston.
Katie Houston, nothing different than the last half, Brent, just executing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Another shot on net here, going wide.
Not a bad idea. That was number 27, Brianna Youngman, coming up. Trying to set Youngman to go. Just a little too far.
Woodsville has certainly got the edge and momentum right here. Moultonborough's having a tough time getting it out of their half here.
And it was a matter of time, right?
Absolutely. Someone's going to score.
Who's able to finish, who's able to execute, and, who's tired. Get some was a sub coming in? Yep.
It's like 25 from Moultonborough's going out. Just Peyton Benau. And coming in is number 18, Caroline Elliott.
That's for Woodsville or Moultonborough?
That was for Moultonborough.
Couple substitutes. Coach Robert Kelly doesn't have many subs on his bench, but he'll utilize them effectively. And what I loved what he said, you got to keep your heads up. It's one goal.
Yeah, one goal,
yeah.
And it's as we've said many times, Matt, on our broadcast, momentum.
Yeah.
If you can go down and put one in and tie this game, I mean, you never know what can happen from there.
Woodsville will do their usual. We're going to bring it deep into the corner again, trying to look to cross or bring it back.
Here's the little triangle.
There's that triangle you mentioned, Brent. Still in place. Good ball. Trying to get in the middle. Good step by.
Look at how many times that ball bounces. Oh. You're always telling your players, don't let the ball bounce, don't let the ball bounce. But you can't let the ball bounce inside the 6-yard box, inside the 18, 3 or 4 times. I mean, you're asking for trouble. Oh, great save off a deflection off a Moultonborough defender.
That was Madison Colby, who you could tell by the look on her face.
She didn't mean to do that.
No. And those types of balls, you want to let them go through so the keeper can see them and make a good save. But it's hard not to help either.
Absolutely, and especially if your eyes already on the ball, it's tough to pull back.
And if you're Madison Colby, we've watched her for 2 games now. She's hungry for that ball. She wants that ball. So her first reaction is a see ball, go get ball, right?
Absolutely.
Comes at the academy trying to push the ball in their favor.
Well, they certainly moved it well all the way up the sideline until about midfield, and Woodsville took away the errant pass. Paige Smith back with the ball at her feet. Played it out to number 27, Brianna Youngman. Now we have a corner for Woodsville.
Now, Brian, we got, of course, we like to watch this Woodsville corner, but I did notice that Kat Gleason, number 1 for Moultonborough Academy, the captain, is playing more defense this time. What does that mean for this team? It sounds like they're going to lose some speed now.
Well, Matt, I think she played that kind of position in the first half. She was great save
nice
there.
Save.
Almost. That was off, touched number 27 Youngman, I believe.
And Grinovic there to make the save.
Yeah, back to what you were saying about Gleason, I believe she came out of the back in the first half too, Matt. She was up front making a lot of runs, but I think she came from the back.
And she seems to have enough athletic ability, enough speed to do that, too. Like, if she has to stay back, she can, but if she has to run up, she can do that, too.
Sure. Ball again over to Houston. Ball's still in play. Nope, out of bounds.
Now, we're used to seeing it in the corner. It's a different perspective now, seeing it on this side, where we see number 27 for Woodsville.
Yeah, that's Brianna Youngman.
Yeah. She won't stay wide. She'll stay in the middle, but it's a good spot. Oops.
That's just a tangled feet. No. Whoa. Going the opposite way. So tangled feet there, and 50-50.
It's a matter of perspective. Huh? There goes Moultonborough Academy trying to. They're going on the attacking end. There they go. They're going to try to bring it deep into the quarter themselves. A little bit of a battle.
It's a good thing about being a soccer official. It's it's red or white. It's green or white.
Yeah.
Whatever comes out of your mouth.
That was Caroline Goran, number 3 from Moultonborough Academy battle. Now Gleason's all the way up here.
Yeah, Gleason makes runs whenever she has the opportunity, and we got a corner kick from Moultonborough, the first one of the half.
An impact player, Gleason, all the way up from defense. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be number 5, Madison Colby, the captain for Moultonborough Academy, is going to take that kick. They're going to line up 4 right at the 18 as they all crash the net on the kick. Good corner.
Oh, nice save there by the post defender. That's why you put those defenders on the posts. Another shot.
There we go. And that was 15, Grace Keyser.
And that's a little shift in momentum, Matt, there. You're Moultonborough, you come up and you get 2 shots on net and you get a corner kick. You got to be happy about that and try to keep that momentum going your way.
And if your head's down, the best way to get that head back up is take a good shot, score a goal. And
no doubt about it.
And the momentum's in Moultonborough Academy's favor right now. Just good defense for Woodsville. Get a corner kick.
Another corner.
Who's going to take that? It's going to be Colby again?
Yep.
Yeah, it's number 5, the captain, Madison Colby. Watch 15. That's Keyser, I believe, right? And then number 3 is way up.
Yeah, some teams like to put a player right on the keeper.
Watch Colby.
Oh, ball didn't get through. Back to the corner. We got another corner. Goal kick.
Goal kick. All right. We're going to have a sub, I believe.
Yeah, sub coming in for Woodsville.
On goal kicks, both teams can sub.
Houston coming out, and that looks like the other Keyser coming in for Woodsville. Gabby Keyser.
Woodsville up 1-0.
Same name, spelt differently. We have a Keyser on each team.
Another goal kick. 1-0 Woodsville, Brent. Sun's going down. It's cooling off a little bit.
Yeah, it's starting to cool off. And as I told our camera person, May, she said she came a little overdressed, and I said, well, you dress for the end of the game, not the beginning.
That's it, May. Good job. I don't know if you can hear us or not, but one of the more important aspects of this game, Brent, we can't call this game without camera operators.
Absolutely.
And being a former camera operator myself, I understand that fully. So I try to give as many shout-outs as I can to the crew. While we're doing that, we have, let me make sure I get everybody's names in here. But we have me and you, of course. The boss today is Adam Noyes, not necessarily new to Flume Media as Moultonborough Academy, trying to play their attacking game. But Adam's here running the show. The big boss, Chad's running the stats. And then we have May and we have Brody out on the cameras doing the work that needs to be done to show this game. So I'd like to give them as many shout-outs as I can.
Yeah, no doubt. They make our job pretty easy. Very well done by Moultonborough there.
Fundamentals, right?
Absolutely. Another one nice out to the corner. She wants it back. Oh, she stopped making her run.
I think she thought it was out, or was it? It was out. Play to the whistle, Brent, right?
Yeah, play to the whistle. That was well set up by Gleason.
It was Colby.
Ball is in, bouncing inside the 18. Oh, we got number 3 from Moultonborough there.
Is
that Caroline Gorin?
Gorin, yeah.
Gonna have a goal kick.
Would you have wanted to see your keeper come out and grab that last ball?
Yeah, I think so. I think she had plenty of time to attack that ball, and I think she got kind of nervous because she saw the one Moultonborough player by herself.
Yeah.
And didn't see that she did have a defender there.
We have less than 25 minutes left in the half, Brent. We have 1-0. We're Flume Stream Entertainment Network. We're in a really, really nice Woodsville, New Hampshire field. Good soccer.
Yeah, great afternoon. And I was going to say that one has to be a handball. She kind of caught it with both hands.
And she's putting her hands behind her back, reminding herself, you can't do that in soccer.
Yeah.
Happens. That's number 3.
Warren.
Yeah. Good soccer player. Good athlete. Oops.
Goes Paige Smith down the right side.
Smith can move.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of the action today, that's for sure. Oh, we have an illegal throw. That may be our first one on the Flume Stream Network this year.
I think so. And that's something you don't want to see at this level. But it happens.
Oh. And the ball just scared our poor neighbor here, the little doggy here. He didn't see it coming.
He's a big dog. He could be a good striker. Goes that Moultonborough defense. Going to be a corner.
Looks like a throw, Matt. And it's going to be a Moultonborough throw.
There we go. He's like a hawk referee down there. I don't know his name, but boy, he called that one quick.
He's all over it. No more than 5 yards from the play.
Have a sub. Looks like Goran's coming off.
For number 17 of Moultonborough, who is Madeline Roman.
Still a very close game.
Oh, absolutely.
The momentum's anybody's. As Woodsville is in the attacking zone, as the Panthers will try to push it out. They're still moving it up. Had a couple of good opportunities. There they go. They're still going. Deep into the corner. That ball's going to go out. That's going to be a Panther throw-in. Trying to get in the middle. Not much happening.
Ooh, good.
Was that
not a bad shot. Not a bad thought.
Sometimes you just got to do it to create that opportunity. You don't know where it's going to land. You might take a good bounce or a bad bounce, depending on which team you're on. You might get a rebound.
Yeah, no. Many possibilities there, Matt. That's for sure.
1-0 game. It doesn't hurt.
No, try to put as many balls on net as you can.
And Chad, for the listeners out there, we are doing a new feature for Fluent Media. We're doing a post-game interview where you're going to go out and hang out with the coaches for a little bit after the game.
Yeah,
There goes the Panthers.
Nice move, nice.
Deflected off a defender.
Well done, though.
Well executed. Wagstaff there to grab it. It would have been a little more complicated, I think, if there wasn't a deflection there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would have been a great opportunity for Moultonborough there.
As now Woodsville will like one of their own. There goes Gleason, trying to push it up to number 15, Grace Keyser. And there goes Woodsville.
You know, Matt, talking about jackets earlier, pretty soon you and I will be matching here. You'll be getting your jacket here at the end of this year.
You know, I'm secretly, but not so secretly, excited for that.
Yeah, as you should be.
I remember when you got yours the first time, and I said, man, I'm going to be like that guy one day. That happened. You laugh, but there's some truth
to that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, it's well deserved, that's for sure.
I was talking to a couple of our. Well, I was messaging a couple of our umpire friends as Gleason trying to use that speed, unable to. Well, you know, Lee Champagne.
Sure.
Lives down in the Florida area this time of year, but was traveling to Tennessee in the whole hurricane situation there.
Yeah, I saw that. Here comes. Ooh, nothing there. Wow.
Now, the referee put his hands up. I don't know if that was a no call or was that a play on?
He said he's got nothing.
Okay, all right.
And, you know, he was right there. So
yeah, closer than we.
You know, and it looks bad from behind. We don't know what's going on there. We didn't really. Our angle. Another ball out front for Moultonborough. Moultonborough's got double the shots of Woodsville this half.
Oh, do they? What is it?
6-3.
I'd like to see Wagstaff a little more aggressive, but she's playing a great game.
Yeah, so our boss Lee there we're talking about, he actually lives in Connecticut now.
Does he stay in Florida for the winter?
Sometimes he's got a little place in Florida. I don't think he's been there yet.
Okay.
Normally he goes there towards, you know, the second or third week of October, and he does that Robbie Mills baseball tournament.
Yep.
Which this was supposed to be my first year down there, and then I took a different job and unable to go again.
Rick Bedell and I were going to go down there goes Woodsville. All alone, takes the shot.
Way to come out by the keeper there. She cut the angle right off.
Not afraid, Grinovic.
Yeah, Rick went down last year.
Yeah, Rick and I were going to go down, but it's a big commitment when you have a family of four at home there.
And a job.
Yeah.
and another job.
Yeah.
And, you know, it really is. It's you know, and it's not like you don't make money. You're going to make money there, but your time away and does your job keep your job for you? I mean, you know, it's a difficult situation, but certainly an opportunity I am going to take before I take my last few breaths on this earth.
I don't know if Rick Bedell is listening today, but he, as you said, he went down last year and really enjoyed it. I was hoping to go down, but it's hard to commit a couple weeks like that.
You know, and speaking of that, the way Fort Myers just got hit, I don't know if that might even be canceled this year.
That's a good point.
I know, I was just thinking of that. That whole the Gulf Coast side of Florida there just took Hurricane Ian. Say it was a Category 5 when it made landfall, which is very, very big, very fast.
Well, obviously, thoughts and prayers out to people out there in those areas. I know it went up the coast. It's a tough time of year for those areas.
No, absolutely. You know, Matt, and probably we don't know anybody that doesn't have someone they know in Florida.
Very true.
You know.
And it gives, you know, North Country officials, as Gleason's going to turn on the afterburners here. She still has it. Couple more touches. She's trying to line herself up.
Again, deflected by the Woodsville defense.
It doesn't take much for those. You just get in the way of them. But it gives North Country Umpires the opportunity to do games like that, develop, get used to it, have some fun with it.
Sure. You know, it's just like anything else, whether you want to be a soccer official, a basketball official, or, you know, an umpire or whatever it may be. You have to do it. You have to practice. You have to continue to do it, or you don't get better, and you forget.
Yeah.
You forget things. It's easy to forget. You know, it's hard to remember. You know, it's like I tell my kids all the time, it's easy to be bad. It's hard to be good.
Yeah, really
You know,
hard sometimes.
You got to work to be good.
Yeah, you're right.
And that comes in all facets of life. Anybody can be bad.
You know what I like about the opportunities that we're watching Woodsville here? In their attacking zone, Moultonborough Academy's going to try to push it out. They're able to. Oop. That was, well, anyways, there goes Moultonborough Academy. Trying to get in the middle as Coach Robert Kelly just yelled out. That was number 15, Grace Keyser there waiting for the ball. There's number 17, Madeline Roman. Ball down. That's going to go off of Gleason. It's going to be a Woodsville throw-in.
Brianna Youngman all over the place again here for Woodsville.
Oop.
Ooh, I thought she got away with it, but she did not.
What do we got?
Oh, handball.
Handling, okay. Going back to what we were talking about before in any of these games, baseball, any of these sports, I should say. I don't know about you, but, you know, getting used to a faster-paced game, more pressure, was really helpful, especially when you get to a final game and you're like, wow, we're in Fisher Cow Delta Dental Stadium, and it's a whole different, as they say, whole different ball game.
No,
literally.
Absolutely, you know, and it's nice to, again, the word composure comes to mind. You know, even as an official, you've got to be composed, and especially when you're in the top of your level there doing a final. You don't want to make mistakes.
No.
Not that you ever want to make mistakes, but you know you're more aware of what's going on and everything around you, and you know we do a different system for all sports. Even soccer, they'll go 3-person officials in the playoffs, and it's a different scenario. You don't practice it all the time, and again, it goes back to what I said before. Practice makes perfect, and you've got to know your job. You've always got to know your job.
You know, and as you're saying that, Brent, I'm watching these players out on the field as it's kind of midfield right now. A good step by the Moultonborough defender, but not able to do much with it.
Youngman walks right through that one. Leaves it out for Paige Smith.
Smith will race in the corner. But it's the same thing with these players out here, Brent. Practicing fundamentals, doing things the right way, good practice. Good practice makes perfect. You can see it in both of these teams. You can see that they have good coaches. It's fundamental soccer that's practiced and practiced and practiced.
You know, and if you listen to one of the greats, Michael Jordan, talk about practice, a lot of players he played with hated his practice because Michael Jordan played harder in practice than he did in the game.
Yeah.
And he would always say, you know, I play harder in practice, so when I come out when it's game time, I'm used to whatever's going to happen. And I probably will have extra energy, you know. I mean, you can think back to a game where he played in the playoffs with the flu.
Yeah.
And he just as dominant as ever.
And you want that practice at game speed.
Absolutely.
Nice
Absolutely,
quarter.
you know. And practice is the time to be good. The games are the times where you make mistakes. And you learn.
And learning from those mistakes. That's Grace Keyser trying to create an opportunity. It's booted back in the other end. It's Emily Hurst over in the corner.
Yeah,
there.
Emily Hurst. Same thing, you know, running. Talking about that, Matt, is, you know, you got to make a mistake to learn something. You can't just go out and know everything. You've got to screw. Once you screw up anything, you don't forget it.
No, that's for sure. And don't be afraid. Take those chances. Take those risks.
Be confident in yourself and in what you're doing, and you know that's half the battle. Whether you're a player or an official, be confident.
We're in Woodsville, New Hampshire, where we're watching the Moultonborough Academy Panthers versus the Woodsville Engineers. It's a 1-0 game. Woodsville's up. Really momentum back and forth right now, Brent. It may be offsides. Good call. Eyes like a hawk for that referee. It may be a little tilting toward Woodsville, but it's still a 1-0 game.
No, absolutely. And Moultonborough's getting their chances. They're making their runs. They're hoping to strike one here soon, I would think. What do we got for time left, Matt?
Unofficially, we have less than 12 minutes.
Okay, so we're getting to the latter half of the game here. Sure, Coach Kelly will be dialing some pressure up here and probably moving some players up, and see what we can get going here. But with all that said, Woodsville is up 1-0, and Moultonborough has certainly had their chances. And here's another one. Ball out in the middle of the field. Where are the Moultonborough players right now? Here's Keyser.
Gonna battle out here in the corner. Is that's Gleason, I believe, right? Yeah. Gleason trying to center it.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah. It was Hurst. She'll take a couple touches.
Sometimes, yeah. We talked about this numerous times, Matt. That second touch, just you got your one touch, and then you make your decision. That second touch usually gets you into trouble.
And in this game, Brent, there's a such thing as too many touches.
Absolutely.
Even when you have grass, even when you have green, too many touches.
You want to keep the ball close, and the more times you give yourself to make that not happen, usually does happen.
It was Hurst with a throw-in.
Moultonborough throw in here. Let's see if they can make something happen with this here.
Good spot for it. No sense of urgency from either team right now. With unofficially less than 10. Big throw-in.
Well, I can tell you, these officials are right on spot with the time. Oh, we got
a ball to the face.
She now has to come off the field because they stopped the game.
And the sub's waiting. Well, while we're waiting, Brent, just a quick shout out to the Woodsville High School athletic director. Coaches are always good to us. We're here in Woodsville today. Beautiful. Moultonborough Academy, outstanding team, great game today. Coach Robert Kelly, always more than willing to sit down and talk with us. I like to point those things out because, it makes our jobs easier, and you and I like talking about soccer.
Sure, yeah. Absolutely makes our jobs easier, no doubt about that. Even with, stuff as like pronunciation of names and different things like that, it's we like to get things right. Moultonborough down in the corner here. Woodsville kicked it out. We got a goal throw in.
Emily Hurst. Unofficially less than 10.
Haven't had many opportunities here in the last 10, 15 minutes or so. Woodsville has stuck at one corner this half, and Moultonborough has two. Moultonborough still out shooting Woodsville 6-4 unofficially.
Watch Gleason run down the field. Look at that. Here comes the pressure.
She is fast. And again, putting that pressure on made her make an errant pass.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. And it's not, you don't even have to touch the ball in that case.
Oh.
Trying to push it up. That was number 5, Madison Colby, trying to get it up to number 7.
We've got a 4-on-4 right here.
Everybody's
nice
on.
Step.
Good step.
That's a great touch back to Gleason.
Good ball placement. Oh, good step too.
Yeah.
What do you got? A Moultonborough Academy throw-in. Dangerous spot for less than 10. Ball didn't really go in any particular direction there, but a good step by Hurst. Hurst trying to center it.
Oh, you got to get over to that.
Madison Colby, number 5, number 17.
Someone's got to attack. Nope. Technically a shot, so.
Tamlin Whiting hustling down the field to put some pressure on the goalkeeper. Wagstaff.
Yeah, Wagstaff really hasn't been tested today. The 2 times she has, she's come up to the challenge with good quality shots.
Watch at number 8, Katie Veely is the captain. Great defensive play down on that end. Trying
Comes
to push the ball
Moultonborough
up.
again.
Moultonborough's on the attack. It's going to be a Moultonborough throw-in. On our side here, we have 7, Tamlin Whiting.
Well, you can hear Coach Kelly telling his players to get up, get up.
Now some urgency, right?
Yeah, you know, the urgency's got to start here. Gleason out
There's
front with the
Gleason.
ball. Oh. There's a hit. Off to the right.
That's number 15, Grace Keyser. Foot pointed up. Every time you kick that ball, foot pointed up, the ball's going to go up.
Yeah, you got to drive your knee over the ball.
Yeah, why not take the shot, right?
No, absolutely. You got to put balls on the net to score. So,
Moultonborough Academy playing with more urgency now and playing well. Don't want to give up.
You know, and I was just thinking that someone we haven't said her name much this half is Dorothy Roy for Woodsville. And she just made an appearance there.
She over on the left?
She's in number 15 in the middle.
Oh, she's in the middle. Oh, good ball.
No, and that looked like a handling to me.
It did. It did.
But again, her hands were down. Was she trying to,
that natural movement? No advantage. All kinds to think about when you're a referee on those plays.
Sure. You know, and that's the discretion you were talking about.
Yeah. It was Colby.
Colby pokes it up.
Gleason steps back.
Gleason has some speed. Look at her just push the ball by those girls.
She's trying to get over to Keyser here on the left. She's going to try to cross it. Oh, she still has it. Trying to get it over to the middle.
Oh, what a
She's
great
able
ball.
to do so. Keyser trying to take a shot. Couldn't get it through. And Wagstaff will grab it. That was number 16 with the last touch from Moultonborough Academy. Madison Hart. Moultonborough Academy threatening Gleason at the start of all of it. Woodsville's going to dump it.
Keeper here.
Gernovic's going to step up, grab that ball. 1-0. Woodsville Engineers, less than 5 minutes.
Oh, where are you, Moultonborough girls?
Everything's on the line here.
I think the tiredness is showing here in Moultonborough.
Woodsville's been keeping them on their heels for most of the game. Gleason hasn't slowed down. Unofficially less than 3.
What a well-played game.
Good fundamental soccer. I love it. Nothing to be disappointed with. Just finishing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Another looked like another handling ball to me, but yeah, no, absolutely, Matt. It's if you're Moultonborough, you can't be too disappointed.
No.
You've had your chances, and you've had some good chances, and you're playing hard, and you got to get rid of that.
You know, again, in conversations with Robert Kelly, you got to keep your heart and you got to keep focused. Can't give up. And that,
especially in a 1-0 game, Matt. I mean,
in a well-played game, you got to play with some adversity, right?
Guess we saw that handling.
Yeah. Handling by number 17, Madeline Roman.
She didn't mean to.
No, but that's against the rules, Brent.
Yeah, it's just one of those, involuntary motions with your hand. Hey, I want to settle this right down to my feet.
It's like telling this dog next to us not to catch the ball that we throw to him, right?
You know, number 7 of Woodsville there, playing that right full is
that Arlen? No, wait a minute. I'm looking at.
I don't have a number 7, do you?
I can't find it. There's Gleason.
But she's played a great fullback position. Anytime Gleason's been on her side, instead of trying to run with her, she's actually just dumped the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, nothing.
Smart.
Yeah.
So, play to your strengths.
Yep.
Play to your strengths, absolutely.
And it doesn't take much.
No, do what you do well.
And if you try to beat Gleason, if you try to beat her to the ball, you know, she's gonna burn you. So keep her off to the side. You know, just dump the ball out.
You know, I'll break up a little old Abraham Lincoln quote.
No. All right.
And
that's why he's the color man. That's
you
Brent
know,
Coble.
no matter what you do it well.
Exactly. I like that.
Abe Lincoln.
Brent Coble, the most colorful color man out there. I appreciate you, Brent.
Yeah, you know, and Bob Dylan always used to say, I'll let you be in my dream if I can be in yours.
All right. This guy is on fire. We have actually less than a minute, Brent. We're coming to the end here.
Well, you know, I can talk all night, so.
Exactly, and you're just taking out quotes that I'm impressed. I'm not easily impressed, Brent, but you've done it twice so far.
Well, thank you. You know, every day we work together, I think of something I can do to impress you. There's a shot. A little too far out.
A little bobble, but not much. Less than a minute. Probably less than 30 at this point. Woodsville's taking their time, probably trying to take some time off the clock.
Yeah, so, you know, I hope you get all the stats in the post game as I'm running out to chat with coaches. And great to be here today.
And after we finish up, again, we'll do a post-game interview as Woodsville's going to throw it in. Unofficially less than at least a couple minutes. The referees do hold the time on the field.
You know, and just for our viewers, we've got Sports Talk with Matt and Brent tomorrow. And coming up Thursday is a match that we're both looking forward to, is Profile versus Gorham over at the Profile School in Bethlehem.
Good game, big game. Here comes a direct kick from Moultonborough Academy.
So all you listeners out there, tune in tomorrow for Sports Talk, where we'll discuss this game and some future games coming up, and all we do here at Flume Entertainment Network.
And Brent, you going to bring us more quotes, or?
Oh, I always have quotes.
You set the bar high now. I feel like I want to bring one or two myself.
There it is.
All right, Flume Stream Entertainment Network. We're in Woodsville. We just finished up. That's a Woodsville win, 1-0. Well-played game by both teams. Momentum went in both directions. Either team could have won this game, but Woodsville ends up on top, 1-0. I'm taking a quick look at shots as Brent was keeping track for me. It looks like Woodsville had 6 shots for the half, and Moultonborough Academy had 10 shots for the half, and 1 corner for Woodsville and 2 corners for Moultonborough Academy. We're waiting now. We're going to do a quick post-game interview. That's going to be Brent Coble. And I'm going to wait for directions from him, and then when we're ready to go, I'll send it over to him again. Woodsville today 1-0 with a 1-0 win. Moultonborough Academy today came to play against a very, very well-coached Woodsville team. Not successful, but a very good game played. Again, we're going to do a quick post-game interview. I think, Brent, can you hear me? All right, okay, Brent can hear me. Only a little bit, he says. How about, is that better? All right. Brent is waiting for the two teams to shake hands, and we're going to get the coaches. Again, we're in Woodsville. We're the game that we expected, I think. My name's Matt Buteau. We had a 1-0 win by a very good Woodsville Engineers team against a very good Moultonborough Academy Panthers team, both very well coached, as you can see today. I'm sure that we'll see these teams again at some point in the playoffs. Looking forward to covering both of those as we get ready here for our post game. Brent's calling the coach over. As Dave Backler told me one time, I said, Dave, Coach Backler, do you want to do a post-game interview? And he said, well, don't bother me if we lose by 6 or 7. That hasn't been the case yet. I think we'll have our Woodsville coach here first for an interview. Brent, I'm going to hand it over to you here in a second. Again, the winning coach for Woodsville, Woodsville 1-0. Brent, go ahead and take it away.
It was a good game to watch and a fun game. And one more question for you, Coach, is where do you guys go from here?
We're going to continue to build momentum into October towards the end of our season. We have Profile coming up. We have Littleton. We're going to have a rematch with Sunapee, and I hope to be ready for that.
Awesome, Coach. Well, congratulations, and I appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, Brent. And that was Coach Lang for Woodsville Engineers, the winning coach. Thank you for taking the time to spend some time with Brent. It looks like we're going to wait now. We're going to have Coach Robert Kelly. He's going to be joining us. And on the other end of a 1-0 loss, but a very well-played game by Moultonborough Academy. Brent, I'm going to hand it over to you here in a second as Coach Kelly comes over. Do me a favor and tell Coach I said hello and remind him about the show tomorrow if you could. All right, Brent, go ahead and take it away.
Oh, hello.
Just want to talk a little bit about today's game. What are your thoughts on today's game?
My thoughts are that the team that we just played, that's the lowest win they've had in the goals scored against. Tells me that we took them right to the edge. We took them right to the edge, and matched them all around the park. Matched them, I think really, the girls, I just said to the girls, no one needs to drop your head. Yeah. Keep it up, because this team, I think they're 9-1 or something like that, 10-1, and this group here, they just took them to task.
No, Coach, I totally agree. Matt and I were pleasantly surprised with the way your defense stepped up, and they were all over the place. I mean, in Woodsville, obviously likes to play with the ball on the ground and push it to the corner. So many times your girls didn't allow that to happen. And we were waiting for that one goal, the breakthrough, the momentum, especially in the last 15 minutes or so of that game. You guys totally had the momentum in your favor.
And I think for the first 15 minutes or so, we didn't get out of our own half. And that was really kind of concerning. And then they found the other gear. They found the other gear, got the grips with it, and we picked it up again. So congratulations to Woodsville. But it was a close game.
Absolutely.
It was a really close game, so good.
It's our best game we've seen on the Flume Network this year. Yeah, absolutely. And we look forward to covering you guys moving forward. And where do you guys see yourself finishing at the end of the year? I know it's kind of early.
Yeah, well, it isn't. It's midway through. So I said to the girls at the start of the season, we finished in the playoffs last year. We should be able to match that again. And then it's anybody's game. Absolutely. Then it's anybody's game.
One game at a time.
And I think this team, I'll put them up against anybody. When they're playing that heart and desire, I'll put them up against anybody.
And very surprised at the speed of Gleason. And she's coming from the back. She's all over the place.
Yeah, she's a rocket on wheels. She really is. She really is. She covers a lot of ground. Probably to a fault. She tries to cover all the ground, every blade of grass. But that's her. That's her. She wears it on her sleeve. And yes, if we had 11 of them, it'd be a different kettle of fish. Different story.
Well, I thank you for joining us today, Coach. And Matt also wanted me to remind you we're doing a sports talk tomorrow. If you want to chime in, he'll shoot you an email.
That'd be wonderful. Look forward to it.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Thanks
you too.
Thank you.
All right, Matt, back to you.
All right, Brent Colville, post-game interview. Thank you so much, Brent. We appreciate it. As I like to call Brent, the most colorful commentator out there. That's new this season for Flume Stream Entertainment Network. We're going to finish up here. Thank you for tuning in for the coverage provided by Flume Stream Entertainment Network of the 2022 NHIAA Division IV Girls Soccer here in beautiful Woodsville, New Hampshire. I'd like to thank all our crew here today. My name's Matt Butow. Brent Colwell as our color announcer. Adam Noyes, the boss today, the producer, and the big boss on stats, Chad Fillion. Most importantly, our camera operators, Brody Torres and May de Tromazons. I also want to give a special thank you to these advertisers who made today's production possible. Jeff and Keith at George M. Stevens & Sons. Christine at White Mountains Community College. Jan at Woodsville Guarantee Savings Bank. Jim at Santa's Village. All of our other regional supporters, and, of course, to you, our viewers. My name is Matt Buto. Thanks for watching. This has been a Flume Media production. See you next time.